When it comes to crafting a memorable horror film, atmosphere, originality, and tension are key ingredients. Ty West delivered one of the most atmospheric and authentic horror movies of the last 20 years with The House of the Devil in 2009. This slow burn masterpiece follows a college student desperate to earn extra cash to move into her dorm apartment, who takes a seemingly simple babysitting job. But as the night unfolds, she discovers she isn't babysitting any child, she's babysitting a monster. The film's attention to detail, its unnerving pacing, and its retro aesthetic make it feel both timeless and innovative. But was this originality purely Ty West's creation, or did they draw significant inspiration from something else, maybe a lesser known horror film? 2 years before The House of the Devil, Babysitter Wanted hit our screens, albeit with far less fanfare. This indie horror flick tells a strikingly similar story. A college student, strapped for cash and trying to improve her living situation, takes a babysitter job. But the child she's watching isn't your average child either. He's something far more sinister. The similarities between the two films are impossible to ignore, and it raises the question, was it mere coincidence, or did Ty West borrow heavily from Babysitter Wanted? While West undeniably elevated the material, Babysitter Wanted holds a charm and uniqueness that makes it worth revisiting for fans of his work. Babysitter Wanted is a straightforward horror movie that embraces familiar tropes, but executes them with enough flair to keep the viewer engaged. The story is about a girl called Angie she's a naive college student. She's struggling to adjust to the campus life, and she's struggling to make ends meet, so she tries to make a little bit extra money, so she gets that babysitter job just to babysit a little kid to help her pay for a bed in her dorm room. The job takes her to a secluded farmhouse where she meets a seemingly pleasant but somewhat eccentric couple and their quiet young son Sam. Angie quickly bonds with Sam, but as the night wears on, strange noises, mysterious phone calls, and the oppressive isolation of a farmhouse begins to wear on her nerves. When the twist is revealed that Sam is not an innocent child but a monstrous entity with an appetite for human flesh, the film takes a sharp turn into grisly, high-stakes survival horror. While the premise of a babysitter being thrust into a nightmarish situation isn't new, Babysitter Wanted uses its rural setting and slow building dread to create an effectively unsettling atmosphere. Themes of isolation, trust, and the corruption of innocence run throughout the film, adding depth to what could have otherwise been a by-the-numbers horror flick. The performances in Babysitter Wanted are serviceable at best, but Sarah Thompson delivers a solid portrayal of Angie. She effectively captures the vulnerability and the determination near the end of the movie. The supporting cast, including Bruce Thomas and Kristen Dalton as Sam's parents, they bring a subtle creepiness to their roles, hinting at this sinister truth without overplaying their hand. The film wisely keeps much of Sam's transformation off screen. They rely on the suggestion and the sound design to heighten the horror. While Babysitter Wanted doesn't boast the stylish polish to The House of the Devil, it's competently directed and it makes most of its modest budget. The directors use tightly lit framing and dimly lit interiors just to create a claustrophobic sense of unease. The cinematography is not bad either. The use of the warm, earthy tones in the daytime scenes contrast sharply with the cold, desaturated palette of the night. One of the best aspects of Babysitter Wanted is of course that mid-film twist. What begins as a standard babysitting story takes a sharp turn into that macabre when Angie discovers that Sam's dietary requirements involve consuming human flesh. This revelation gave a sense of genuine horror, and it's at this point the film truly becomes its own. It is obviously impossible to discuss Babysitter Wanted without talking about The House of the Devil. Both films of course share that similar premise. Both lean heavily on atmosphere and suspense to drive their narratives. However, where Babysitter Wanted opts for a more traditional horror approach, it's the overt supernatural elements and grisly violence that The House of the Devil takes more restrained psychological route. Ty West's film feels more crafted and elegantly shot, more professionally shot as well. But by contrast, Babysitter Wanted feels rough around the edges, but its rawness lends to its certain charm. I honestly find it hard to believe that the similarities between the two films are purely coincidental. While Ty West hasn't outright copied Babysitter Wanted, although the jury is out on that, it seems likely that he drew from its premise and its themes. That said, The House of the Devil is undoubtedly the superior film, refining and expanding on the ideas presented in Babysitter Wanted to create something truly inspirational. So while Babysitter Wanted doesn't reach the heights of a movie like The House of the Devil, I think it's a film that I thoroughly enjoyed and I feel like it deserves more recognition. And for those who have seen The House of the Devil and enjoy it and they haven't seen Babysitter Wanted, then I feel like they can watch that film, they'll understand that it is very similar to The House of the Devil, but there's one thing that they have to understand as well is that Babysitter Wanted didn't copy The House of the Devil. I would suggest it's the other way around. Babysitter Wanted might not be a masterpiece, but it's certainly a film that's very entertaining and it's quite chilling. So what are your thoughts on the whole situation, guys? Do you feel like Ty West downright ripped off and copied and stole the idea of Babysitter Wanted for his own film in the hopes that nobody would see Babysitter Wanted? Or do you think he saw it, took inspiration from it, made it better and made it his own? Or another one is, do you think he's never heard of Babysitter Wanted and it's just pure coincidental? Leave your comments down below, guys. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon.
Meeting adjourned.
I'll be right back.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Ever played Skin the Cat?
Someone's in the